Emily, you mentioned the word vulnerable. That you were allowed to be vulnerable in a way. Did it also ring true then for the lyrics when you started working on the lyrics that you were more open about?
Yeah, definitely. I think they're more direct than anything we've written before, and yeah, they're more open. They're more. We kind of dug pretty deep actually for this record, and yeah, felt like we had to kind of summon our courage to put that stuff out there, and it's kind of weird because then you find strength by doing that. But yeah, that's certainly something you're just like, okay, here's my broken heart, like please don't
please don't laugh
please don't laugh at me. Yeah.
Is it easier than when it's your sisters in the band? Does that make it easier too because they know you quite well?
I guess so. I mean, we haven't been in other bands, so I don't really have anything to compare it to. But yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, it feels like I kind of can't really imagine it being any other way, because we're so close and we know each other and have grown up together and trust each other. It makes it easier to instantly kind of cut to the core of something. But in this album, I think that we gave ourselves space for the first time to be individuals. Okay. So we could write about things that were very personal to us, not something that had to apply to all three of us.
Right.
And it would be enough that we sung it together, that we could all, I don't know, have a part in it and feel it. Yeah.
Did you write separately then?
Yeah,
sometimes.
kind of a mixture. So sometimes we'd write separately and then come together and finish it and like arrange it together, or sometimes there'd be like a line that one of us had or an idea of what we wanted to write a song about, and then we'd all do it together. So yeah, it really varied.
Is there then maybe a line that you think is completely Emily that really kind of?
She wrote a line in Horizons, which is 2.5 to the horizon, which is a very Horizons is a song. It's kind of like a hopeful song, or a song about moving on and about letting go of things and like moving on to what's ahead and feeling quite optimistic about it. And what was the thing behind 2.5 to the horizon? Wasn't it that was supposed to be, I don't even know if it is, but it's supposed to be the distance from like where you are to when you see the horizon, like it's supposed to be 2.5 miles or something. And
if you're on a boat.
Yeah, and it seemed to be quite a like steadying thought, that's like a constant there, yeah.
Because the world's round.
Yes.
I'd only just learnt that, so that blown.
But then the other way around, is there a line that she wrote?
What's your favourite one of mine, Emily?
Well, God.
What's your favourite bits of genius that I came up with?
Millie.
Come on.
Oh, there's so much.
There's so much to choose from.
There's literally so much. I mean...
But something that it might even be a chord or something, but something in which her personality, because you say you focus a little bit more on the individuals, so it's something where her individuality shows through.
Well, I think Millie wrote a song called Don't You Call Me Anymore, and she wrote it pretty much on her own, and when she played it to me and Jess, it was just like, oh, so that's what's been going on in your head, right, got it. And like, we didn't need to ever talk about what it was about, but I'm really pleased that she sang that song to me, because now I understand how important that is. Does that make any sense?
It does make sense.
Okay, it's a nice song.
Thanks.
Welcome.
Thank you.
What is the song about then for you?
It's about being really sad that you've lost someone's friendship. Yeah, and like how painful that is.
And well, in that way, because you said, well, that's something. Then you had this moment where I understand it. So do you talk about the lyrics amongst each other? Does everybody know what everything is about?
No.
Everything's falling apart. There've been like a couple of times where we've explained things to each other, but and I think we're doing it more as well as we kind of like progress and go on. But a lot of the time, it's kind of, it can kill the process a bit if it's like, this is what this line exactly means to me in my head. Sometimes it's nice to let people take what they want to from it and find their own meaning in it, even during the writing process. And yeah, it seemed to kind of work for us for this album.
Yeah, I'd say it probably varies song by song, like everything, because if you write it kind of solo and you bring it to the table, that's what you want to say, and like I don't need to kind of, I don't know, sort of ask you to justify how you've chosen to say it. But if we're writing something together, then sometimes we need to have a collective understanding of basically the vibe. But then sometimes we write together and we don't talk at all about what it's about, and yet we're all kind of saying the same things, being informed by the music to discuss the same things. So I don't know.
I think again, the fact that we know what's going on in each other's lives, so we can kind of get what they're talking about, what the other one's talking about. If it's like, oh, okay, I think that's about that. I get it. Yeah.
But so then, well, you do this experimentation both in lyrically and sonically. Was there at any moment any apprehension about what people might expect, or this being the second album and the pressure that kind of comes with that?
Actually, no. I kind of, I just felt really excited. I felt more excited by music than I ever have been. And I felt really like we had explored every kind of possibility of these songs and come to the place where we felt they really needed to be. And I just felt like if you can make music that you feel confident about and proud of, then that's it, isn't it? That's the dream. You love it, like you can't do anything else. And I just didn't, I just felt so happy with it that I wasn't even thinking about what other people might think. It was only kind of when it came out that we kind of were just like, oh God, what if, oh my, yeah, we hadn't really thought about it.
Yeah.
That's good. So where do you go from here then? Because you already said that you're touring a little bit less than you did those previous 3 years. So is that kind of the direction where you want to go in, where you take more time to write?
I think it's got to be a balance, and I think you only know, you just kind of got to feel your way. You know, you do a couple of months on the road and maybe you get a sense of like, I think I need a break now, and so then you factor in a break, and then you're like, I think I need to write, and then you figure out when you need to be in the studio. So we kind of playing it by ear a little bit.
Yeah, it's quite hard to maintain control of that because it can just spin out of control, and then suddenly every day has been swallowed up by something and you haven't had a day off in like 6 months or something like that. Which, I don't know, there's an argument for saying that can like push you to a point of like, oh, I need to write and I need to do something, and you have loads to write about. But yeah, I think that in the past it's driven us a little bit crazy. So we're trying to be careful about it now.
And finally then, you mentioned that you envy people who write a whole song in the back of a bus. So can you see yourselves going there where you do write onto it?
No.
Not now. I mean, like I can write like words, like verse anywhere. But yeah, to kind of like to be able to just like switch it on and off. I don't know if I'll ever be that sort of person, but you never know. Maybe we should just practice and become Ryan Adams, who can just go to the toilet and 10 songs come out. You know?
Okay. Thank you very much for your time.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.